This is a Photoshop channel and I've just had a request for a satin or silk effect. And I will go through that, how to create something that's a silk or satin effect. But why invent the wheel? What you can do, you can go to your Creative Cloud and you can find Adobe Stock. And Adobe Stock, there's loads and loads of free, that's it, the word free satin and silk textures that you can use and apply to your images. So this is how. I'm using Photoshop at the moment, but you don't need Photoshop to search the Creative Cloud. Just go up here and select Creative Cloud. Once you've selected that, just go down here along this left side and Stock and Marketplace. Then go along here along the top and select Free. And then go for Type Silk just there. So once you've typed it, press Return. And then it will open up this stockadobe.com. Obviously here I'm in the UK and that's what it's displaying. But of course it could be US, etc. Now you can see all of the free results. These are lots and lots of images of silk. You can also filter it, loads of different options. You might want to reduce the various pixel size. You might want to change the colors, options for all kinds of things, maybe green or blue, etc. Okay, so once you've got this, I quite like this one. This one's great. I'm going to license it and just click. Just here, just hover here and you can see, and also it says free. That's really useful. Please check the Adobe Stock license. Make certain it's happy and fine for yourself. Well, just go here, click license, and it will process it. Now that's fine. It's now just added it. Now it's added it to the wrong library. So what I often do is go up here to manage, and then I can create a library. And I'm just going to create one silk. And I don't think I've got any more of these. So silk and satin. Click OK. And then it will be moved to silk and satin. And of course, I can then go and select another one. So let's just go down here. This one looks great. Again, license. So I click there and it will be added again to the silk and satin. And I can go down and select any number of these. Maybe this one looks great. License. Now you've added your satin and silk to your Creative Cloud library. You want to access it in Photoshop. How to do that? Go to Window and then down to Libraries. This panel will appear. And you can now see all the satin and silk that you've downloaded. Now this is also available on your machine. They've been stored there as well, but you've got them here. And you can go through these. You can see there's different options here, silver, pink, and you can always search the current library. Now this one is quite nice, this green one. Simply drag and it will process it, and you can see then you've got this lovely design very quickly applied, and press return. Now it's quite possible the colour is wrong. You may want blue, but the design looks great. Well, what you can do, you can go to Image, Adjustments, and then down to Hue and Saturation. Select that, and then just tweak this, change it, and maybe go for the blue and click OK. Of course, you can also apply effects via Filter and go down here and use Filter Gallery, Distort, Blur, etc. Looking at all the different satins and silks, you can notice a lot of variation and probably impossible to create one simple basic visual effect in Photoshop. However, you can of course create with gradients, and I'm just going to show you a few ideas that can create a sort of satin or silk effect in Photoshop. Really good idea to start. Before you do the satin and silk, study the images that you've got. Just look at them. What sort of things have you got in that image that you can reproduce using a filter? Well, I'm going to go over here to the gradient tool. So gradient tool, select that, press G on the keyboard, then go for classic gradient, and also create something that's got lots of colours, lots of stops in, and also some white. That's really useful. So just go here, and I'm just going to go down to this colour harmony here. Now that doesn't have any white in, but I can add that. Simply just go up here, click, and then just go and add some white. So I'm just going to add a stop here, And you can see I've got white there. Click another white, and maybe let's just add another white. So you've just got some highlights, and that creates that silk satin effect. And then click OK. And now apply it. I'm just going to use linear, and I'm also going to use blend mode of difference. So just click there and drag. Now at this point, it doesn't look very useful. You've got lots of black in it. Well, what you can also do is click again, because I'm using the difference. You can drag in the same direction, just go in the same direction, and release. Now you can see I've got this lovely white, I've got white there, I've got a bit more of that white, and that's what I want, just to work and create a silk effect. Next thing to do, I'm just going to add some distortions to it. Now you could use all number of filters here with distort. You could use wave, it's really good. That does create some interesting sort of silk effects. But I'm going to use liquify. So go to liquify in the filter menu, select that. And here I'm just going to increase the size a bit, and I'm just going to distort the whole thing using this one, the top one here, forward warp tool, and just drag. Now be careful not to drag too far down. You'll see you get some distortion at the top that's not really nice. So undo at that point. Just want to drag here just to give it a bit of warping, just so it looks like it's sort of waving. As material, obviously silk, wood, and you can of course then crunch it in a bit. Maybe drag this around, and you can see you can create all kinds of different effects. Now, again, void the edges. I'll go for click OK. So I've got this. Well, because I want to blend lots of layers, I'm just going to duplicate this background. So layer, and I'm just going to go to duplicate and click OK. And I'm going to resize it. I'm just going to drag this a little bit bigger. I'm just going to make it slightly bigger. I want to sort of combine it in different ways. And of course you could also rotate it. Remember to press return. But now go over to layers, and you've got here normal. Don't want that. I want lighten. So lighten. And that creates some interesting, again, additional whites. And I can repeat this. So layer and duplicate. Now I don't have to change blend mode this time, because that's what it will be, lighten again. And again, I can just drag this up. Now, you don't want to do it too often, too much. I mean, you don't want vast amounts of this. I'm just creating sort of additional whites in there. And I'm going to go with that. And I'm going to flatten that. Now, when you do this and resize it, avoid getting the edge, because if you sort of drag this up a bit, you will notice there's an edge. So just be careful about that when you're creating it. Again, press return and layer and flatten image. Well, at the moment, it doesn't really have any texture. And a real great way of creating that is just simply adding in a little bit of noise. Very, very subtle noise. And I'm just going to go for filter, and then down to noise, and add noise. And now I'm going with 3, Gaussian, monochromatic. You could, of course, vary. Maybe go with uniform, perfectly reasonable. And click OK. Maybe go with 1 as the setting. Just add a little bit of noise to it. Now, it's never going to look like thread, but it does give it a semblance that there's some thread there. And again, you can maybe smear it. You might find it a bit too annoying. So again, you can always go to filter, stylize, and oil paint. And this time you can set stylizations to really low, cleanliness to really high, to 10, and click OK. And that still gives you a bit of texture, maybe not your average grain effect. So I think that's going to be a start point for me for the next stage. Well, at this point, I'm going to add some adjustments. I'm going to add some colour in as well, just to finish it off, because at the moment it looks great, but I don't think there's any material, satin or silk, that looks like this. So next stage is fairly key as well. First thing I want to do, I want to turn it into a black and white image. So image, and go to adjustments, and then down there to black and white. In black and white, I now tweak the reds, yellows, etc. Now, of course, this depends on the gradient you've created. So my one will be different. So I'm just going to move the red this way. And that makes a lot nice sort of black there. Again, gives a bit of depth to it. Also, you can modify the yellow, and let's just move that. And again, that gives a bit of depth there. Again, just creating those sort of ripples that you want for your satin and silk. And you can modify maybe magenta. Let's just tweak that. And also you want some dark areas as well, where obviously the folds and those sort of things. Click OK. Now once you've got this, you can use this to create an interesting bit of depth. Now I'm not particularly happy, before I go any further, with this sort of grain around here. It's come out a bit too intense. Well, what you can do, filter and then stylize and go to oil paint. Now you can apply that a couple of times. I'm going with stylization very low, cleanliness very high, and press return. And you can repeat this multiple times just to smooth it a bit, and go with that. Okay, once you've got that, what you can then do is select parts of it, this area. Now I have to say this satin is probably not going to be the sharpest of satin effects because of this grain. So you may wish to avoid adding grain in at any point just to give it texture, or just add the grain in at a later point. Okay, so we're now going to go with creating a bit of depth to this. So select and colour range. Now I know that's weird because there's no colour in it now, but colour range, and I'm just going to use this, fuzziness, doesn't matter, 101, something like that, and I'm just going to click here. Just this white, I want to create this white, and it's going to create selection. Sampled colours, click OK. And you can see now I've got that. Edit and copy, edit and paste. You can of course use shortcuts. With that, you can see now we've got another layer. Hardly make it out, but it is there. And what you can do, you can go to effects. So just down the bottom there of layers, that's window and layers. You can go here and then click here and bevel and emboss. And with this, you can see now the result of that. Now, of course, again, this one requires a little bit of tweaking of all the settings. So you might want more depth. You can vary it. You can see you can make it very, very, maybe 388 or something like that. And you can see now you've got these lovely, there, all these ridges here. And it's got depth. But also you can modify the angle. And I'm just going to move this around. You can see as you move this around. Now, I think it always works probably best lower down. Just move it there, not too close to the circle edge, but something like that. And you can modify the glass contour and so on. You can see you could tweak the depth, size, and even if you vary that. I'm just going to say 59 and soften. I'm putting it to the max. And then click OK. So you've got this, which you can now combine. You can go over here, layer and background, just go to layer and flatten image. It's looking a bit like satin or silk, maybe a bit of roughness here in your satin and silk. But what you can also do, if you want some colour to it, simply go to image, adjustments, and then just down here to hue and saturation, or use some of the other ones as well. They've all got great features. Or maybe use a layer on top of it, a colourful layer, or maybe another gradient with a different blending mode. Now, hue and saturation, go with this, and colorize. Make certain that's set on, and you can see now you've got red there. I want blue, so let's just go for a blue, and just drag this across, put it to about 236. Modify saturation. You can of course vary this. You might want just subtle blue, or maybe a really intense blue. Now you don't have to change the lightness, but you can just move that if you want, and then click OK. And there you have it. Very quick, unusual looking satin or silk effect. And again, you can still modify it a bit further if you want more crunch points in it to give that sort of depth. Exactly the same as before. Go to filter and then go down here to liquify. Just make sense you use that one, not the one at the top. And here you can vary it. You can move things around. Again, you've got size there. Maybe increase it to move big chunks there. You can just blend this around, just move there, just stretches off in particular ways. Just can drag that down there, maybe make a nice sort of, but again, just be careful on the edge there. And again, just reduce the size down, maybe 448 there. And you can see then you can create some nice crunch points, folds in your silk and satin there. And I'm just doing that just down there again, just, and you can do this, of course, numerous times, just drag that down. Now you can make it look too artificial when you do too many of these, I think. Sometimes there's, you don't want to push it too often, too much. So let's just call it quits, I think, at this point. Otherwise, you've got these lines here. Click OK. And there it is. Very quick silk and satin effect in Photoshop. Let's just see the whole image here now. Let's just go there and you can see the result. Now, of course, you could use maybe other filters to give a sort of unusual effect to it. that's even more silk or satin. But I think this is a great point to end. Hope you found this of interest. Any questions, please let me know in the comments below. A like or dislike, always appreciated. Please subscribe to the channel. Bye.